Welcome back. We are going to do some things today. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to stare at the car for a little bit and I'm going to pick up some things. I want to do something really easy right now, so I think I'm just going to try and put a Serpentine belt on that I got to see if it fits. But before I do that, I want to get a wire brush and clean off these pulleys before I put a fresh belt on there. So I'm going to start with that. Easy stuff. Okay, I got the belt on. Just in case you guys are wondering, this is just a factory truck belt. The AC would run off this backside pulley over here, but I'm not running that, so there's no custom accessories, meaning I don't have to sit there and try to figure out a custom belt length. So that's it. Radiator hoses. I got this one. This is a Gates 20450. This looks like it is gonna work for the lower after it gets trimmed up maybe, but that looks like it's gonna work. I'm not gonna push it on because it's a pain about to get off. So the upper, this has this cover on it. Let me pull this off. Sorry, it's fun with one hand. Okay. This actually looks like it would be close to fitting the top. Here's my problem. This diameter is way bigger than this diameter. See that? That's like hot dog in a hallway right there. So how do I do that, guys? Do I just pinch it and call it good? Or is there a different hose that would work better? This is a Gates 22437. Chime in if you know. I'm gonna do some more research on this and see what I can do about this step down right there, because I don't like that. I like the fit. I think it would fit if it was trimmed way down. I think it would fit, but that's that. So I pretty much got the hoses just about figured out. For now, I'm just going to cross off the Serpentine belt. Radiator hose is almost cross off. So let me figure out what I'm going to do next. I think I'm going to do that transmission linkage. I posted on there on a comment on my last video that I think the reason that it's not working right is because the arm that I put on the transmission, I faced it down without reading instructions, and they say to face it out like at 8 or 9 o'clock p.m. So I need to rotate it up like 90 degrees, and I have a feeling that might make it work. So if I rotate it up like that, I'm going to have to cut some length off that rod and then refit it. But I'm going to do that, and then I'm not going to show you the process because you guys have seen it a bunch. So let me do that and see if it corrects the problem. Okay, as far as the shifter goes, that was the ticket moving the arm. So I'll just show you from inside here. I am going to mess around with the adjustment a little bit because it's super sensitive. But you can hear it. They're just really close together, so I don't think I'm going to worry about it until I get the speedometer in here and see where the needle hits on the indicator on the dash cluster, because I want to make that match. I want to make sure that when I put in reverse, the needle matches reverse and all the gears. So that'll be adjusted down below in that arm with the slot in it. So that's done. It's way better than it was. Now I can get all the gears. So move on to something else. Okay, Caleb's finally here and back. Hi, Caleb. So since he's here, I'm going to drill this firewall hole out bigger so that I can feed the harness in through there, and with him helping feed in from one direction, it'll be better. That way it doesn't get caught up. So I'm gonna get the hole saw and utilize this nappy hole and hope I can squeeze in right around here, and then once I do that and feed it through, I got this firewall grommet deal to put on. It's a split seal, so you just sandwich it. But I'll have to trim out the rubber on that a little bit. So this, hopefully, will squeeze in right about there. I think I'm gonna trace that. Okay, so we got the firewall hole drilled. Now we just need to figure out a way to protect this edge from catching on the harness. I think I'm gonna get a piece of rubber to line that, and then we'll start feeding the harness through, but I gotta be really careful not to cut any wires, so we'll do it. Okay, check it out. Harness is fed through. It was a super tight fit. The first connector went in tight. Second connector went in tighter because there's other wires going with it, but it's through. All wiring is right here, and it'll reach the computer just fine. So I'm not gonna put on this grommet yet until we kind of get things situated in there. That way it doesn't get like tweaked, but that's good. That means I can continue with the other harness for the transmission and the fuel lines up here. So big step, getting that in the firewall. We're all good. And now I think we'll send the lines down to the transmission. Okay, harness for the transmission is sent down there, down into back where the transmission goes. And then over here, we have a few connections that need to connect to the back of the motor. Grounds, sensors, and then another wire right here is just hanging down there, which is for the O2 sensor on this side. But basically that's how the harness looks. It's actually pretty clean and pretty tight on there, which I'm happy about. But now the harness is mostly ran. I'm going to finish plugging in this stuff back here, and then I can start on the fuel lines, because now I can put the fuel lines up through here behind the manifold and I don't have to worry about them getting in the way for the harness. So I think that'll be next. Clean up harness, fuel lines, screw down transmission dipstick. Okay, I got the plug back there done. I got the grounds, and I plugged in all my injectors over here. I plugged in all my injectors over here. So now I want to get these two fuel lines done. And if you remember, I made the bulkhead right down there with those blue tape on them. Blue tapes keep dirt from getting in there, so I already blew out these lines. Now I'm going to hook them up and run them behind the motor, and then put the fuel rail fittings on and mark the line where to cut it, and then go ahead and finish up these two fuel lines. So I'll show you what I've done after I got done. Okay, so they're loosely screwed in right there at the bulkhead, and I'm not able to tug them back as far as I want to right here because I still have these heater outlets right here that are going to go eventually, but I think this is going to have to do. I don't want to sandwich it in between the head and have it be getting all the heat from the head right back in there. So I'm going to leave them up right here. This is why I didn't want to screw down the transmission dipstick yet, because I want to make sure that I got everything kind of sitting comfortably where it's going to be. So anyways, they're going back behind the manifold. And they're going to go just like this and curve in to their points, which is cool because The -8 is the thicker line, and it naturally goes on top. And this is the 3/8 line, and this is the return. So what I gotta do now is just grab these fittings. I'm just going to loosely push these on with a little bit of slack. That way I can mark the hoses and then take these off and attach them to the hose ends. So I got that for the feed and this return. So I'm going to set these on there, mark the hose with some tape of where I need to cut it, and then do that. Okay, fuel lines are ready to go. I can't tighten this one until I know which direction that's going to go. So let me bolt these up. Okay guys, fuel lines are done. Hooked up down there. Come up and over. I'll show you this side. Come around the back and connect in. I got a pressure gauge for the feed. You can see the return kind of down there. But they are hooked up and ready to go. So that means I gotta do another one. Where am I looking? Fuel lines to rails. Done. Okay, that's it. I got some little stuff done here and some big stuff. Fuel lines are kind of big, so I was happy to get the wiring stuff in there. And yeah, whatever. I'm getting super close. Well, I won't say super close, but I'm getting really close. A lot closer than I was. So